Elephant Man Podcast Network. All right, there it is. IG Elephant Man underscore podcast, Facebook / Elephant Man podcast, Twitter / Poster Boys. Also on Rumble, Hebrew Sphere Odyssey. All right, we're getting our Rumble together. Also, merch is coming soon. I've been saying that merch is coming soon, and the Patreon is coming soon with exclusive information. Shalom, blessings, blessings, blessings to everybody coming in the room. I'm not gonna be here long. Brian Dow, shalom, shalom, brother, shalom, my brother. I didn't get a chance to record this whole weekend, pretty much. A lot going on, and I just wanted to share some stuff with you guys. And hey, you know what? They are. I'm guessing they're unsubscribing. They used to unsubscribe one or two. Now they're unsubscribing 10 at a time. 10 people are listening to the content and saying, "No way, this is too much for me." And people have that right as well. We don't have a problem with that. Elephant Man Podcast Network. We just chewing the fat, grown man conversations dealing with Elvis in the room. Obadiah, shalom, blessings to you, blessings to you, blessings to you. Lynn, shalom, and blessings to you as well. Cindy Carr, shalom, and blessings to you. Blessings, blessings. And Patricia, shalom. Blessings to you. You know, it's a lot going on. Like I said, it's real, real weird. It's like an accelerated. Ever since 2020, man, it's been accelerated. It's been very, very interesting. But I just got I guess I got a strike from not too long ago from YouTube. So I'm gonna read what it says. I know it said our team has reviewed your content and unfortunately our medical misinformation policy. We've removed the following content: Elephant Man Podcast live discussion. We know that this might be disappointing, but it's important to us that YouTube is a safe place for all. If content breaks our rules, we remove it. If you think we made a mistake, you can appeal it. Probably not. I'm not going to appeal it. I'm going to watch exactly because I don't really say. I say stuff like jab. I don't know, and YouTube doesn't allow claims about C-19 jab that contradict expert consensus from local health authorities or the World Health Organization. Because it's the first time, it's just a warning. If it happens again, the channel will get a strike and you won't be able to upload for a week. All right, so YouTube, it's getting gangster. I really don't know. I'm going to watch it in its entirety to see what did I actually say. I never tell no one, hey, do this, don't do that, right? I just share information. A lot of times it's public information. A lot of times the information will be right on YouTube. But I guess if you make certain things aware or known, then it's like you're starting something. The thing too, while we're in that vein, you know, Klaus Schwab and the elites had a meeting in Davos, Switzerland. But this was an interesting thing. I found this article, and it's in two different places. Well, really four different places. I found this article. Now people are debunking it and saying factchecker.com saying it's not true. And I hope I don't get a strike over this. Matter of fact, let me play my fair use before I share it because what people just get upset for no reason. All right, let's go to fair use. Fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Again, fair use. All right, so we just chewing the fat. So I found this article. And I hope, and for the sake of what's going on, I really hope it is not true. I really do. They were saying that it's fake news, but it's on three different sources. So it says Klaus Schwab banned jab pilots from flying elites due to safety risks. I really hope that this is not true. This source is above topsecret.com. This is one source. This I got another source. I'm gonna read both of them. Okay. There are still many private pilots that are unjabbed since they weren't mandated to get it. Unlike their private counterparts, pilots who work for a major airline were mandated to get them. There have been many unexpected pilot deaths since then, and pilot shortages, and have a big impact, contributing to large numbers of delays airlines and expecting on a daily basis. According to pilot Alan Dana, unless they made this person up, unjabbed pilots were receiving requests from the elites to fly them to Davos. Although WEF wants the masses to get as many jabs and boosters as possible, they are scared of their pilots to have the jab. Josh Yoder, the head of the U.S. Freedom Flyers anti-jab mandate group of pilots, told Alan Dana that he's received inquiries from Davos elites interested in hiring unjabbed pilots. This show probably gonna get taken down because I'm in too deep now. He's getting called from the wealthy businessmen and companies to fire their executives around on business jets with unjabbed crew. These crews for their business trips. Passengers on the airlines who bought a ticket don't have that luxury. So basically, a lot of people, we know a lot of people been getting sick and different things like that, fair use. And they're basically saying, and I really hope that this is, if somebody could show me and tell me, like, look, DB, that's a conspiracy page or whatever. I want that. I really do, because that's sickening if not. That's sickening if not. You have a major airline pilots get the jab, right? And people are being sick. You don't know the side effects. Well, we up in the sky, thousands of feet in the air, and my pilot decides to, take a nap or a permanent nap. What will happen? Does the autopilot come on? I don't know. But here's the same article from a different source. World Economic Forum attendees hire unjabbed pilots to fly them to Davos. Safety of our members is a number one priority. And this is natural news source. So, and I had three different ones. We have received word from Klaus Schwab, head of the World Economic Forum, has banned pilots who had the jab for C-19 from flying globalist attendees to and from Davos, Switzerland. Okay, I'm getting all these things on the side. Because of the safety risks involved with flying the plane while fully jabbed, Schwab has decided that all the precious globalists must be flown by unjabbed pilots only. All right, and then it goes to the same. We got the same names right here: Alan Dana and different things like that. So I hope that that's not true. I really hope that that's not true. If they take this show down, then I'm gonna have it on BitChute and HebrewConnect.tv because they won't take it down. But I really hope that that's not true, because some stuff is misinformation and conspiracy theories. I really hope that's not true. But I got three different sources, same name. They dropping names, y'all. That's terrible. That's terrible. You don't believe in your product, right? You don't believe in your product like that. You want Israel to be in the front of the line. When have we ever been in the front of the line for anything? Right? I remember them coming to Gary, Indiana, to set up a whole setup right in Roosevelt High School parking lot where Glenn Robinson went. Right directly, ironically, across the street from where Michael Jackson stayed on 23 Jackson Street. And they had the whole setup. They had the military out there. serving up jabs. But anyway, incredible. Apostle Curtis Lewis, shalom. Blessings to you. Kimberly G. Long, blessings to you. Peace be with you, Damon Bazell. Could you please type your name because you see how my Facebook coming up. So blessings to you, dropping in the air. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. You book a flight, and if y'all about to fly, if anybody about to fly soon, don't think about it. Just perfect love, cast out fear. Pray the Psalm 91 prayer, and get on that plane. I'm not trying to invoke fear. I just thought that was an interesting article. And they don't want us to. Dale J in the building, always. You already know Dale J. Blessings to you, brother. Okay. So I just think that's interesting. That's the first thing. We chewing the fat. Shout out to Sister E. She's gonna have a little show later on, I think at 9. And I was thinking about getting on the panel because they're gonna talk about Izzy Deanna. Okay, blessings to you, blessings to you, blessings to you. They was gonna be talking about what's in the air and these weather balloons, and there's a lot of weird stuff. And some people believe that it's real stuff, but they got CGI technology and they got cameras and stuff. And I forgot who talked about it, but one of the ministries talked about it. So that's kind of weird. This is not a conspiracy theory show. Let's go to the next thing. Now, Cam Thomas. Let's go to that one. Let's go to that one. Let's go to that one. Let's share that one real quick. He got fined money, I think $40,000 by the NBA by saying no homo. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get hit up on my show for saying that, what I just said. But I have students, and they say it all the time. I'm not saying that makes it right or wrong or indifferent. I'm just saying, like, I literally had a student, one of my male students, high school male students, I love you, man, no homo. It's sad that we have to come to that and got to say, man, I love you, but not like that. You know what I mean? I know what you mean when you say you love me. It's all right for one male. Is it all right for one male to tell another male that you love him? Put a 1 in the chat if you. One male tell another male, I love you, man, and people. Hold on, y'all. Now I only got one band out of 4 bands. Kimberly J, you said 2? Yeah. But now you have to make it clear. No, I understand that. But when that young man said, I love you, man, he didn't have to say no homo. Because I know that you don't mean it like that. CME, Rohan. CME. Blessings to you. Yeah. I mean, we live in a world, people are all offended. He, she, they. I mean, it's just more confusion. If we stay I just believe we stick to the natural order of things, that it would be cool. But everything is all out of whack, and everybody is all out of whack, right? And it's crazy, man. It's really, really, really crazy. Just stick to the natural order things: male, female, egg, seed, produce more people. He said, "Be fruitful and multiply." You can't be fruitful and multiply egg, or seed. But I digress because that's not what the show is about. So hopefully this video will show. And I'm starting off to a bad. I hope they don't touch this show. All right, here we go. This is what he said with him and Dimwitty. Cam Thomas, and he said there's a lot of good looking dudes on the team, no homo. And he got hit up with $40,000. Check it out.
Hey Cam, are you aware of the fact that he said that when he came back to Brooklyn, he had to bring a good look because you guys were lacking that?
I seen it, but I was like, man, he just talking for the last. You already had good looking dudes, no homo. But you know how it goes.
All right. Sure, the league office will enjoy that one. Spencer, you guys have obviously lost.
So I'm going to play it again.
Hey Cam, are you aware of the fact that he said that when he came back to Brooklyn, he had to bring the
Okay, I got kicked all the way out. So if I get kicked all the way out, just stay put. Hopefully I log back in. All right, I got kicked all the way out the internet. All right, so let's move from that topic. All right, let's go to the next topic. Uh, Indiana is close to Ohio. I just posted because Indiana is close to Ohio. Okay, I'll read that in a minute. Okay, the next one. Shout out to LeBron James. You know, good job on very, very eventful, making the highest scorer. Oh, what's going on with this on the side? The highest scorer in the NBA, passing uh, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with over 38,000 points. But you're seeing the video. I think we're going too far, man. We're going way too far. All right. So Nike drops an updated version of LeBron James Witness. Now, you will see us. Your show is being throttled. I cannot view it. Send me the information. You will see us. Okay, I don't know what. Okay, I'll do it. All right, so this is the next one. LeBron James, very interesting. He scored over 38,000 points and passed. He's an all-time leading scorer now, and he passed uh, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the all-time leading scorer list. So hopefully this video play. No, I'm not, I don't think nobody's watching me, but I'm a small fish. Leave me alone. I'm chilling. You know, I'm chilling. I don't know why. We just chewing the fat. And that's why I took that survey, right? Because some people have said, man, you just giving too much details on evil and sin. All right, well, we could do Bible studies. We got so much stuff that we can do. But here it is, the video after he scored that the most points. And it's kind of trippy.
Do we have anyone in the building today willing to testify? Talk to me now. He's done so much already. We've witnessed him do so much already. We've heard about the things this man can do already.
Cleveland is a city of champions once again.
And we just can't help but celebrate him. Haters, go ahead and recognize that when you speak on his name, you're going to go higher, higher, higher. So excuse me while I cut a step, because I can't help but to honor him, and I can't help but to lift him up. And I got one last question for you. Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? I said, can I get a witness? Yeah!
I'll play it again.
Do we have anyone in the building today willing to testify? Talk to me now. He's done so much already. We've witnessed him do so much already. We've heard about the things this man can do already.
Cleveland is a city of champions once again.
And we just can't help but celebrate him. Haters, go ahead and recognize that when you speak on his name, you're going to go higher, higher, higher. So excuse me while I cut a step, because I can't help but to honor him, and I can't help but to lift him up. And I got one last question for you. Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? I said, can I get a witness? Yeah!
All right. That's interesting. Very interesting, man. Very, very interesting. Now, he's done so much already. He dribbled basketball. He made points. Did he heal the sick, raise the dead, cast out devils, walk on water, told the storm to peace be still? Did none of these things. No shade on him. It's great, right? We probably won't see it be beaten, right? Because people don't usually last 20 years in the league. However, come on. Come on. We are I don't know. Then when I say something about it, then I'm a hater. Okay? But I'm just like, come on, man. He not Mashiach. He not Mashiach. I don't understand that commercial. Um, that's interesting. What y'all think about that commercial? Rainy Powell. Right. I'm saying the same thing, Kimberly J. Like, come on, man. Yeah, it is sad. It is sad. It is sad. You know what I mean? It's real crazy. Now yes, he got charter schools up and he's still with the same woman that he was from high school and you know I know all of the stuff that they say, but come on, can I get a witness? And then what Nike know how to do with all that? Soundbite and do all that kind of stuff. Disrespectful. Shalom, Ernest Higgs. Shalom. Blessed to you. Shalom. That is unbelievable. All right, but I believe, back in the Old Testament times, I mean, the earth used to open up, right? It used to be on fire. It used to just judges will, happen instantly. Uh, Even Ananias and Sapphira, that's the New Testament. But this all points to my this next video. Shout out to Pastor Kelly. I found the original video to this. This video is crazy. Heather McDonald faints. I don't think she died, but it's crazy. She just fainted on stage. Yes, Kimberly J, that's the commercial. That's out now. Can I get a witness? They always had a can I get a witness? Like the witness to greatness, witness to king. ESPN got one that he's sitting on the throne and all of that, and you got some people all emotional. He's the GOAT, this, that, and the other. Who do you think the GOAT is? They asked him that, He said he think he's the greatest. You know what I mean? I mean, it's your perspective, and I don't know why you can't enjoy all of. If you watch basketball, if you haven't boycotted it or whatever, why can't you enjoy Jordan and Steph and LeBron and the game? Why do you have to pit each other against each other? That's the classism. Yes, that is a commercial. Sounded like a church service. No, it was. They took that soundbite from an actual church service, right? And they did. And so that's wild. So this one right here, sister girl, Heather McDonald, and if you ain't watching, let's check it out.
To brag, I don't care, but I want you to know, double vaxxed, booster, flu shot, and I'm going to be honest, I have the shingle shot too. And I still get my period. What? Yes. Traveled, went to Mexico twice, did shows, meet and greets, never got COVID. Clearly, Jesus loves me the most. Seriously. So nice. So nice.
Now, a lot of people thought that was a part of the act. She literally fell out after that joke. Let's hear it again.
Brag, I don't care, but I want you to know, double vaxxed, booster, flu shot, and I'm going to be honest, I have the shingle shot too. And I still get my period. What? Yes. Traveled, went to Mexico twice, did shows, meet and greets, never got COVID. Clearly, Jesus loves me the most. Seriously. So nice. So nice.
And they sitting there thinking it was a joke. And then here come the medical staff and people like, hold on now. That wasn't no joke. That wasn't a part of the act. No, she passed out right after that. Hello, testing one, two, three. Put a one. Brother Dale J said they don't want you on tonight. Ah, I had to change locations and I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, we're going to have to get out here. Yeah, I know. Prayer blesses y'all still here. I had to just roll and go somewhere else, man. Uh, yeah, that crowd had a rude awakening. You know what I mean? And it'd be like you just be living your life, and then all of a sudden, even with I hope this is a good mic. I had to change my mics too. Sorry. Even with the Damar Hamlin thing, he was just, you know what I'm saying, uh on the field and just fell. You know what I mean? Game stop, everything. Like we ain't like it's gonna be a lot of all of a sudden that's going on, right? We got to acknowledge the most high. We can't just it's time out for all of that. He's gonna get his glory and we're gonna acknowledge him. Period point blank. And I will update I will check on that again. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. I don't think she died because they would have put it in all on the paper. But you know, it's we living in perilous times and we live in serious times. So I'm gonna share this next video. All right. So let me share this last. I don't even know if I should share this last one. But anyway, I think I'm gonna let this build some more. That the statue down in Rio de Janeiro, the Jesus Christ statue, got struck again. A couple of years ago, it got struck in the hand. I think broke a finger or something. This time it got struck right in the top of the head on Friday. And I want to show that video, man. But if this thing drop out again, like I'm literally next to the box, you know. Um, type in the chat which type in the chat what kind of internet y'all got, man. Cause I don't know, man. Comcast is they take $1 gazillion and they don't do what they're supposed to do. I done said the name. Okay. Oops. My internet. Let's just put it like that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to show this video, and then we're gonna get out of here because this show is bootleg. Sorry, y'all. You know, you never know with this technology. But very interesting. Let's try to share this one, and hopefully this won't drop out. I only got 3 tabs open. I'm gonna read Nehemiah 9. We're gonna pray, and we're gonna get on out of here.
Welcome back, family. AVS here, and this is not a clickbait video. What you're looking at is actual footage of the Christ the Redeemer statue being struck by lightning in Brazil. Now, a lot of people have been sharing images, but I wanted some actual footage. So I went on a hunt to get this for you, and I also found another angle. Take a look at this. Boom. That is absolutely insane. The person was clearly shocked. It's from quite a far distance. And you know, it's 2023, but for some reason, everybody still seems to be filming on potatoes. But here are some absolutely incredible photos of quite decent quality as well, of the statue being struck right on the head. And you can clearly see the lightning strike is directly connecting with the statue. So I don't believe this is a coincidence. Now, in this news report here by NDTV, it says lightning strikes Brazil's Christ the Redeemer statue. Pic stuns internet. Now, we have more than just a picture, but anyways, it says, in a jaw-dropping moment, the 100-foot statue of Jesus Christ towering over Rio de Janeiro was hit by lightning. The stunning scene was captured during a flash storm, which hit the coast of Brazil on Friday. The bolt of flash struck the head of the statue and turned the sculpture into a godly figure. Now, let's be a little bit careful now with the kind of language that is being used, because to call something a godly figure whilst it's a graven image is not the smartest way to describe something. But it says the stunning scene was captured by Fernando Braga, who shared the pictures on Instagram. Divine lightning, it's Friday. Recording taken on February the 10th, 2023 at 6:55 p.m. Now, the footage that I showed you earlier, I'm actually not 100% sure if it is this time when lightning struck Rio de Janeiro's statue of Jesus, and I'll tell you why. Because in 2014, the statue was actually already struck right on the finger, and there was actually damage that was caused during this lightning strike. So it says, a vicious lightning strike from the heavens hurt Rio de Janeiro's iconic Christ the Redeemer statue during an electric storm on Thursday night. Now, this was January the 18th, 2014 that this article was written. So this was a very long time ago. So that's why I want to just make sure that everybody is aware. I'm not 100% sure if the footage that I showed you is from this lightning strike or it is from the lightning strike on Friday. But it was uploaded very recently, so that is why I showed it to you, because it is very likely that it is the recent lightning strike. But, you know, if you have any more information, please do let me know in the comment section below.
All right, so that's very interesting. And people got different spins on it, but I think it's very interesting. But you know what? Server not damaged. But you know, I think it's very, very interesting though. But a lot of those when lightning hit, it always hit the highest point. You know what I mean? That's why if you're golfing or you're on a plane and you're the tallest, you know, then it's more likely that you know the lightning to hit you if you're the tallest thing on the field. Right, and then the top of the John Hancock building and the Sears Tower, it always hit up there. So I'm surprised I didn't hit it more. But it's interesting that it hit it directly on the top. And so I think that's very interesting. Some people think it's a sign, you know, the Catholics all excited and stuff. And I ain't gonna say the Catholics all excited, but I don't know. Some people just like, you know what, he touched that, you know, some people is looking at it like he hit, the idol, you know, and it's a lot going on. Wars and rumors of wars and floods and droughts and earthquakes and you name it. So we gotta stick to the Most High and say, yo, what do you want, Most High? However you want to do it. And then speaking of Damar, in closing, before I read Nehemiah and pray, uh, he had his jacket on at the Super Bowl. Eternal. Very interesting little jacket. I seen this post. I think that's a very interesting little jacket, man. I thought it was a SpongeBob, but it's not a sponge. It's like a, I don't know, some art. So man, people is clothed and they not in their right mind. Abba Yah say, beloved, I wish above all things that you may prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prosper. He want us to have a prosperous soul. So um, I'm going to read in Nehemiah 9. It's the last tab open. So we shouldn't have no problem sharing it, and it should not drop. I have to go in and probably edit that dead air out. All right. Um, so people confess their sins. This is a very interesting story I was reading, and then we're going to get out of here. Now, on the 24th day of this month, the children of Israel will assemble with fasting and with sackcloth upon and the earth upon them. And the seed of Israel separated themselves from all strangers and stood and confessed their sins and their iniquities of their fathers. So I think that's very interesting. Write that down. Nehemiah 9 and 2. The seed of Israel separated themselves from all strangers and stood and confessed their sins and their iniquities of their fathers. Right? I'm not trying to reintroduce segregation, but I'm saying he tell us, Abba Yahuwah said, come from out of there, come from among them, my people. And he said, be not conformed to this world system, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And we need to renew our mind more so than ever, right? He wants us to be in this world system, but not of this world system, right? Think about Daniel and the Hebrew boys. They was in Babylon at that time, but they wasn't of Babylon. They kept the ways of the Most High, right? And I'm pretty sure they got ostracized and shunned and treated wrong and misunderstood and got called all kind of names. They stood up in their place and read in the book. They stood up in their place and read in the book of the law, the Most High, their God, 1/4 part of the day, another fourth part. They confess and worship the Most High, their Elohim. They stood up upon the stairs. The Levites, Jeshua, he started naming the Levites, Benkai, Kamal, Shabani, Buni, Shirabiah, Benai, Shinanai, I'm tearing the names up, sorry, and cried with a loud voice unto the Most High, their Elohim. Then the Levites, Jeshua, they named all the Levites, stood up and blessed the Most High, their Elohim, forever and ever. And blessed be thy glorious name, which is exalted above all and praised. He's exalted above all, right? That's why he's the Most High, because there's none higher. Thou, even thou, O the Most High, alone, thou hast made heaven and the heaven of heavens with all their hosts, the earth and all the things that are therein, the seas and all that is therein, and thou preservest them all, and the hosts of heaven worship thee, right? The angels, right? The messengers. Thou art the Lord thy God, who didst choose Abraham and brought him out of Ur of the Chaldees and gave him the name Abraham. Changed Abram to Abraham, right? So he got a name change. Like Paul got a name change. Sarah got a name change. Abraham got a name change. And this talking about the glorious works of the Most High. Thou founded his heart faithful before thee, and made us a covenant with him to give the land of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, and the Gigashites to give it. And I say to a seed, and has performed thy words, but thou art righteous, And thou didst see the affliction of our fathers in Egypt, and heard their cry by the Red Sea, and showed signs and wonders upon Pharaoh and on all his servants and on all his people of his land. But thou knewest that thou dealt proudly against them. So did thou get thee a name as it is this day. So we have to stay focused, stay sober, cry out to the Most High. I know this Babylonian system has its hooks in our backs, right? And we've this is what we've been used to, but we got to ask the Most High to keep us and show us His way, and stay focused on His way, right? And cry out. As long as we are comfortable, as long as we are feeling safe, secure, as long as we then we won't cry out to the Most High, right? We won't prophesy to the dry bones, right? It's still more that are going to be awakened, but as in Ezekiel, we have to cry out to the Most High. We have to cry out to the Most High. Daughter of Yah, blessings to you. All right, we're almost done. And thou didst divide the sea before them, so that when they thought the midst of the sea or the dry land, and their persecutors, thou threwest into the deeps as a stone in the mighty waters. Moreover, thou leadest them in the day by a cloudy pillar, and in the night a pillar of fire, and to give them light, in the way therein they should go. So some of these deserts was pitch black, and you know how Arizona and different desert states is. It'd be scorching hot in the day, it'd be cold at night. So that was a light, so they could see, and it was warm too, right? He took care of over 2 million people in the desert. So if Abba Yah be for us, who could be against us, right? He gonna do it again for his people. Thou calmest down upon Mount Sinai and spake it to them from heaven, and gave it them right judgments and true laws, good statutes and commandments, and made it known unto them thy holy Sabbath, and commanded them precepts, statutes, and laws by the hand of Moses thy servant. So it's very interesting that when Yahusha came, he's the Father in the flesh. He came down, and all of a sudden he just say the sinner's prayer, and he has no standards and nothing. He can just do whatever we want to. We say a little short sinner's prayer, and then grace. We taking grace. We misusing and abusing grace. And gave it them bread from heaven and their hunger, and brought it forth water for them out of a rock for their thirst. And we know that rock represented Yahusha. So out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water. But this was a representation. He hydrated all of these people in the desert from a rock, and promised them that they should go in and possess the land which thou hast sworn to give them. But they and our fathers dealt proudly, and hardened their necks, and hearkened not unto the commandments. Right? We got hard hearts, we stiff necked, rebellious people, right? And we dealt proudly. And pride comes before the fall. And so even some of the videos I was showing, he said he resists the proud, but give grace to the humble. So we gotta make sure we stay humble in this end time, man. It's just I don't know. It's just a very interesting time. And refused to obey, neither were mindful of thy wonders that thou didst among them, but hardened their necks, and in their rebellion appointed a captain to return to their bondage. Like they couldn't get with the program of the Most High. He was doing something in them out in the wilderness, right? He separated them to himself. He delivered them from Egypt, and they wanted to appoint captains and go back into bondage. But thou art Abba, ready to pardon, gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and forsook them not. Right? It says he's married to the backslider, right? He's not done with Israel, right? So there's no replacement theology where he's just done with Israel. And that's what's taught a lot of times. He's just done with Israel. All right? Yay. I'm reading, for those who just coming in, shalom, blessings to you. I'm reading Nehemiah 9. When y'all get off, read Nehemiah 9. Different translations. Highlight your favorite parts. It's just amazing to me. Yea, when he had made them a molten calf and said, "This is thy God that brought thee up out of Egypt," and he had wrought great provocations. So if you notice right here, it said with that molten calf, they were saying, "We're gonna make an idol and we're gonna say it's Elohim. We're gonna say it's the Most High." Right? This is who brought us out of Egypt. This molten calf, because they've been used to the customs, the traditions, the practices of the Egyptians, and so that's how they walk like an Egyptian, like the Bengals said, right? Because that's what all they see around them. Yet thou in thy manifold mercies forsook them not in the wilderness. The pillar of cloud departed not from them by day to lead them in the way, neither the pillar of fire by night to show them light and the way therein they should go. Thou gavest also thy good spirit to instruct them, and withheldest not thy manna from their mouth. So he still fed them, and gavest them water for their thirst. Yea, 40 years didst thou sustain them in the wilderness, so that they lacked nothing. They lacked nothing for 40 years. Over 2 million people lacked nothing in the wilderness for 40 years. Their clothes waxed not old. Abba Yahweh keeper, and their feet swelled not. He kept them supernaturally. That is amazing to me. That's just amazing to me. That's amazing to me. Moreover, thou gavest them kingdoms and nations, and didst divide them into the corners. So they possessed the land of Sihon, and the land of the king Hishbon, and the land of Og, king of Bashan. The children also multiplied thou as the stars of heaven, and brought them into a land concerning which thou hast promised to their fathers, that they should go in and possess it. He give it. He said, the meek shall inherit the earth. You don't have to steal, kill, and destroy to get the earth. He said, I'll give it to you. You inherit it. You're in a covenant relationship to me. I'll give it to you, right? But you gotta follow my laws, my ways, the way I do things. I got stuff set up already, right? You just even in the Garden of Eden, you just dress and keep it. I'll give it to you. I have no problem giving you paradise. Just follow me in my ways. So the children went in and possessed the land, and thou subduest before them the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, and gave them into their hands with their kings and the people of the land, that they might do with them as they would. And they took strong cities and the fat land, and possessed houses full of all goods, wells, digs, vineyards, and olives, and fruit trees in abundance. Right? They didn't even set this up. These wells, these vineyards, these olive yards, these fruit trees. Abundance. Abundance. Amazing, man. So they did eat and were filled. This is where it's gonna turn. They did eat and were filled and became fat and delight themselves in thy great goodness. So that's the even right in Deuteronomy. I'm gonna bless you beyond measure. I just want you to obey me and don't forget me. Now, why would the Most High say, don't forget me when I bless you? Because you can easily put the blessing over the blesser. You can easily put the blessing over the blesser. She said, I'm going to bless you. Now, don't forget me. Don't forget me. I'm going to bless you. All right? We get to the end, y'all. Nevertheless, they were disobedient. Oh. And rebelled against thee, and cast thy law behind their backs, and slew the prophets which testify against them, and turned them to thee, and they wrought great provocations. So the prophet was in there. It's like the litmus test. It's like the gauge. It's like the mouthpiece. It's like the intercessor. It's like it's revealing the heart of the Most High. But they was like, no, we don't want to hear the prophet. How is that even today, right? The preacher, the teacher, the moray, they not highly esteemed, right? They like, no, we straight. Because your flesh might want to do something different than what your spirit needs to do. So they slew the prophets which testified against them, and turned them to thee, and they wrought great provocations. Therefore thou deliverest them into the hand of their enemies. Man, how many times have we been delivered to the hands of our enemies? It's right there in black and white. How many times have we been delivered to the hands of our enemies? Assyria, Egypt, first Babylon, second Babylon, or second Egypt, Mizraim, right? House of bondage, right? So you don't have to be the strongest army. Just follow the will of the Most High Yah, and vengeance is His. He does what He needs to do, right? He do it, right? So it had to do with might or by power, but it was always by His Ruach, by His Spirit. Therefore, they delivered them to the hand of their enemies who vexed them, and in the time of their troubles, when they cried unto thee, thou heardest them from heaven, and according to thy manifold mercies, thou gave them saviors who would save them out of the hand of their enemies. Now, he wasn't talking about the Mashiach at this time. That's why he got an S there. So, like in Judges, he sent judges, he sent prophets, he sent different uh, different men and women to proclaim his name and deliver them, right? Deliver them out of the hands of their enemies. But after they had rest, they did evil again before thee. Therefore thou leftest them in the hand of their enemies. And thus 1619 to 2019 has been 400 years. Some people do not believe or do not care for the 400-year prophecy, but a lot has been changed and is changing since 2020, since 2019. It has been accelerated. It has been a major changes since then. So I don't know what people expect, you know, the Atlantic Ocean to open up and we walk back to the continent on dry land. I don't think it's going to be like that. So we pray to the Most High. We live and we do what we got to do. And we tell everybody about his return, right? He said he's coming back for a bride without spot, wrinkle, or blemish, right? And then we got to have our oil lamps full when he come back, right? Therefore, leftest thou in the hand of the enemy, so that they had dominion over them. Dominion. Enemies having dominion over us. Yet when they returned and cried unto thee, thou heardest them from heaven. Many times did thou deliver them according to thy mercies. So a lot of times they be like, Old Testament, he don't show no grace and no mercy. I can show judgment in the quote unquote New Testament and grace and mercy in the Old Testament many times, right? He didn't just start showing mercies when the fulfillment of Yahushua died on the cross, shed his blood. He been showing many mercies, many mercies. Okay, y'all clown in the chat. I'll check the chat out in a minute. I'm almost done. And testify against them that thou mightest bring them again into thy law. What are you doing? Bringing it again to thy law. Man, the law is a cuss word because we want to be lawless, right? Grace and law can I hate the word coexist. Grace and law can abound and abide together. It ain't an either or. If I'm walking in law, I'm walking in my flesh, and I'm a Pharisee and a Sadducee, and I'm no longer walking in the spirit of grace. No. The laws is the plumb line. The laws show us what to do. We even got civil laws that they try to make higher and want us to esteem higher than the natural laws. Yet they dealt proudly and hearken not unto thy commandment, but sinned against thy judgment, which if a man do, he shall live in them, and withdrew the shoulder and hardened their neck, he would not hear. That's why he say, the day I knock on your heart, harden not your heart. And he also says, he that has an ear, let him hear. Let him hear. Let him hear. Okay, now my dog want to come in here and clown. I'm almost done. Roll out. Yet many years did thou forbear them and testify against them by the Spirit in thy prophets. We hate the prophets. I ain't gonna say. I'm saying we as human beings, because they sometimes they correct us, but it's for our learning. It's for our understanding. It's for our revelation, right? The prophets And the fivefold ministry, they don't come to harm us. Our flesh might not like it, but it's for our good. Yet he would not give an ear, therefore gave us them into the hands of the people of the lands. Look at that. Yet would they not give ear, therefore gave us them into the hand of the people of the lands. Nevertheless, for thy great mercy's sake, thou did not utterly consume them. I didn't replace Israel because of your great mercies. I got a covenant. I kept my end of the covenant. I kept my end of the bargain. Right? I kept my end. Therefore, how many? I forgot how many I had. Let me see. I'm sorry. Now, therefore, our Abba, the great and mighty, and the terrible God who keep his covenant and mercy, so he keep his covenant. Let not all the trouble seem little before thee that have come up on us, on our kings, on our princes, on our priests, on our prophets, on our fathers, excuse me, and all thy people since the time the kings of Assyria until this day. So I'm going to stop right there, but it's just a little bit more. That was Nehemiah 9. I stopped at Nehemiah 9 and 32, and they had just a little bit more. 32. I might as well just go ahead and read it, right? I'm on 32. Y'all hanging with me. Y'all hanging with this with all of this stuff going on. Y'all some soldiers. All right, so let me just go ahead and read the rest of these last 5. Howbeit thou art just in all that is brought upon us, but thou hast done right, but we have done wickedly. When we can confess with our mouth this, then we going somewhere. But as long as we say, I'm good, I'm in right standards with the Most High, right? And we're really not, there's a way that seems right to a man, but the end thereof is death, right? But we in right standards, we in right standards. If we're not, we're not. We got to seek him and see how we in right. Am I in right standards with you, Most High? 34. Neither have our kings, our princes, our priests, nor our fathers kept thy law. Did what? Kept thy law. I know somebody going to say, but the Nehemiah's in the Old Testament. Okay, very well then. Nor hearken unto thy commandments and thy testimonies, wherewith thou did testify against him. For they have not served thee in their kingdom, and in the great goodness that thou gavest them, and in the large and the fat land which thou gavest before them, neither turn they from their wicked works. Behold, we are servants this day, and for the land that thou givest unto our fathers to eat the fruit thereof and the good thereof, behold, we are servants in it. And you think about that too, even our position right here, we only 13% of the United States, and it's a lot of nations that came in as immigrants, and after a couple of generations, they are over us. And as far as financial, as far as buying up properties and different things, we doing decent. I'm not saying we just, but I'm saying as a whole, we should be a lot farther because we was here, right? And some of it is systematic, and some of it is the consequences of Deuteronomy 28. But we are servants. We have the servant jobs, right? And that's nothing wrong with it. It's like, you're not going to serve me. I'm going to show you, I'm going to teach you to serve your enemies then. I'm going to show you how to serve by having you submit to your enemies. And it yielded much increase unto the kings whom thou set over us because of our sins. They also have dominion over our bodies, the bodies and souls of men. How in the world you write a song, right? You make a song and you only get so much off the album. They sell your album for $15. Excuse me, I hit the mic. $15 an album, CD, and you get $1 off of it, or you get change cents off of it. That's your intellectual property, right? For somebody to say mandatory jab, and you can't sue them, and whatever happened to you, whatever happened to you. You fall over dead, it's just too bad. But we're not going to say you fell over dead because of this. They have dominion over our bodies and over our cattle at their pleasure, and we are in great distress. So we're gonna pray to the Most High, and we're gonna get on up out of here. So I know I read a lot. I could have just came right on. I should have just came right on and read that Nehemiah 9. But I was getting to a point that it's like, be not deceived, Abba Yah is not mocked. Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he reap. And all that glitters ain't gold. And we have a lot of idolatry going on. And so we getting better and we coming up out of it. We gonna cast our cares upon him because he care for us. He care for us. Man, he love us so much the devil hate us. Right? He loves the stranger too. You know, we always all created equal until it's time to share resources. And then they like, you know what, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. Right? And then, you know, don't give you 40 acres and a mule and $100, but then give everybody 42% of the population a homestead act and giving them land and giving them cattle and giving them all kind of stuff. Sure, I do good too. We playing a game and we start off and I start off with 50 points or 45 points. We playing the game. We don't start off both at 0. You start off with 50 points. I start off with 0. And then you look up, it's 110 to 60. You're like, man, I blew you out. Man, you started off with 45 points. You feel me? All praise to the Most High for His word. Amen. 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 We're gonna bless. We're gonna bless the Most High. So y'all read that Psalm. I'm sorry, Nehemiah 9, English Standard Version, New Living Translation, KJV. Read it. Say in the Sefer. Read it. Read it. It's good. It's so much out of it. Like I could break. Like you could do a series out of it. It's just so good. So Abba Yah, Randy probably cracking up. What's going on? I gotta go back and read the chat. Abba Yah, in the name of Yahusha, we worship you, we honor you, we adore you. There's none like you in the heavens or the earth. You said, if I be lifted up, I'll draw men unto me. We lift you up, Abba. We lift you up over all idols. We're repenting. Abba Yah, you told us to be in it, but not of it. We're repenting. We lift you up over all idols that exalt itself against you and against the knowledge of you. We lift you up, Abba. Nothing happens without your hand and without your permission. So, Abba, we love you and we know that you love us. Abba, Yah, you are married to the backslider. Abba, Yah, you're going to give us witty inventions. Abba, Yah, you give us wells we haven't dug. Abba, Yah, you give us vineyards we haven't planted. Abba, Yah, you give us favor. Abba, Yah, in the name of Yahushua. Abba, Yah, not by might or by power, but by your spirit. Abba, Yah, we thank you for your finished work. You dying and shedding your blood, Abba, Yah, on the tree. Abba, Yah, we thank you for taking our place. Abba, Yah, we just worship you. We thank you. Send your son Yahushua to take our place. Abba, Yah. In Yahushua HaMashiach's name, amen. Blessings to y'all, man. Blessings. I'll be glad to pull myself up by my bootstrap if I only had a boot. Yeah, they say pull yourself up by your bootstraps and you just got your feet. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, man. And it's just crazy. They don't think racial profiling happens because it don't happen as frequent or at all in their community. Right? And they say if you just comply, then you'll be good. All right. Excuse me, I hit the mic again. Then the mask mandates. What happened in Michigan? Them boys got them ARs and ran to the Capitol. I'm like, man, these cats crazy. Just put the mask on. We can never run up on no state capitol nowhere. We can't run up to the post office with ARs. It's on and popping. And all we do is raise our voice. They got military weapons. I seen somebody document. Oh, if you got Hulu, in closing, we kind of went long. If you got Hulu, check out that 1619 project if you haven't already. They got all 5 parts. Very interesting. It's tolerable because you know some stuff not tolerable, right? And if you get upset, that's okay. That's okay. Log off. do a walk around the block, get you some water, and come back. I had to log off with some stuff. Like I told you, I seen a new video on the war on drugs and how it decimated our community, and it was just basically saying how the people that was on the crack, the user, was treated as a criminal and not as it wasn't the same thing like they're doing with the opioid crisis. The user was treated as a criminal because he got caught with possession of it. But then what happened to their kids, their uncles, their nieces and nephews, man, they got money set aside and prevention and all kind of stuff set aside. But it's like, nah, not you. You got caught with an illegal substance. Let's go. And so that's all right. 1619. 1619. Yes, it's called the 1619 Project, right? They got books and they got other things like that. And a lot of people don't want to teach it in schools, that and critical race theory, because they say it's going to bring too much trauma and stress on the sons and daughters of, the great, great, great slave owners, sons and daughters, and grandfathers. It'll bring too much trauma for them to hear about it, right? Put too much guilt on them. I'm like, man, we got to hear about it. Social studies class hearing about how you a slave and how you got beat down. You don't hear about none of the inventions. You don't hear nothing past the Atlantic before the Atlantic slave trade. But anyway, people go Elephant Man Podcast Network, Grown Man Conversations dealing with elephants in the room. Blessings to y'all. Thank y'all for joining. And hopefully I wasn't rattling too much. Sometimes, I get into that word and then I'll be forgetting. I go into a place. So blessings to y'all, man. Beloved, beloved, I wish you everybody be blessed and prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prosper. All right. Blessings to you. One.
Perfect.